Hey, what's up, folks? Steve the Book Guy doing a second video today. I want to talk again about the Hantavirus, a Hantavirus. I still don't know how to pronounce the stupid thing. I saw this post here from Kevin Tillman, and this very succinctly kind of sums up where I am at on all this. I'm going to read it to you. Folks are asking me if they should be wearing a mask in the U.S. because of the Hantavirus outbreak on a cruise ship in the Atlantic. I'm a public health doctor and a former disease detective at the CDC, so trust me when I say I understand the capacity of viruses to spread rapidly. Also, trust me when I say you should never have stopped masking and that measles, COVID, and other vaccine-preventable diseases are your bigger concerns right now. The people who are going to be exposed to Hantavirus are going to be close to that situation. I doubt very seriously there's going to be secondary, tertiary, all those kinds of things. I wanted to state that again and kind of bring another doctor to kind of back up my assertion. But I also wanted to talk about kind of the emotional response to all of this. I'm kind of finding quite interesting. I'm from the perspective of someone who has never stopped masking. I've kind of been knee deep in the data, for all these years, and long COVID's a big deal, and I still have to protect my wife, and so I've never stopped masking. So I'm approaching it for someone who still takes precautions, and this didn't really get me all worked up or anything, right? One, because I understand the data, and two, I'm taking the precautions that would make this not a concern for me personally anyway. So kind of a nothing burger. I also noticed folks kind of more of the right-wing persuasion, the Marjorie Taylor Greens and whoever this guy is. He acknowledges that the Hantavirus isn't going to be serious or anything, and he is right in that estimation. But then he goes on to say, if they ever try to lock down the world again for any reason, there should be an immediate worldwide revolution. Stop. Okay? Just stop. This is virtue signaling, because there is no world that exists that if for whatever reason the Hantavirus, with its case fatality rate at 40%, if it also had the infectivity of COVID or measles or something like that, brother, you are not leading any sort of worldwide revolution. You're hiding in a bunker. That's like The Stand. Well, maybe not quite The Stand by Stephen King, but getting there. That's not a world that you lead a revolution in. That's a world that you survive. So, stop. Okay? You get it? You're tough. Nobody believes you. And also, while we're talking to right-wing folks, ivermectin doesn't work. But I also wanted to, and I don't have a tweet for this next group of folks, I also wanted to kind of point out that maybe some of the vax and relax folks, the people who have really put, let's say, generously, that all of your faith into the vaccine that isn't sterilizing and doesn't prevent long COVID, you guys kind of responded a little, you know what I mean? I don't know if it was a little surprising. I thought you guys would be a little more chill about the whole situation. And I'm not trying to downplay it, and I apologize if I'm coming across a little flippant. I'm actually not meaning to, but there was genuine fear there. You know what I mean? You guys, some of you legitimately think that this is the next big thing. And I'm almost certainly it's not. And if I end up eating my own, my words, I'll acknowledge that. I'm not interested in being right. I'm interested in being correct. And there's two different things. I'm going to follow whatever the data says. But the data is pointing, it's not, I don't think it's going to happen. It's just not that the virus doesn't, but these two viruses don't behave the same. But you guys really kind of I've been watching kind of leftist YouTube content today, and everyone's been kind of talking about it, and you guys I want to hug you, man. It's all good. And also I want to point out, even if you have to wear a mask for a little while, it's okay. It's not I've been wearing one for 6 years. I know it sucks, and I don't want to downplay the real feelings that involves, because a lot of people lost people during that time. And again, I don't want to. I know I may sound like I'm coming across flippant, but I'm really trying. I'm not. But it was surprising to me, because from my perspective, the last couple of years, it looks like you guys have just had not a care in the world. But I'm not so sure if my assumption of why you guys were so okay with the vax and relax I might have to kind of like reassess some of my positions based on this new data. See what I mean? I've got new data. I'm willing to reassess some of the positions I may have had with this new data. Anyway, so I wanted to share some of those thoughts as this thing kind of plays out. There's not really been any new information since my last video that's worth sharing. There's been some, some people saying that maybe the contact tracing and stuff isn't happening as maybe as strong, and that's probably true. Like, governments generally suck. But like, again, let's just keep an eye on it. Right now, again, just with the nature of how this virus operates with the low or not number, that's really the big thing for me. And then also apparently, the big difference between like one of the reasons why COVID and measles and stuff is so infectious is that there are phases outside of you being directly infectious that you can shed the virus, right? And like COVID, even now, there's a pre-symptomatic phase where you can pass it along. And that's why that thing got around so fast, is because no one knew when they were sick, right? And that's still the case today. That's why I made the choice to continue to wear a respirator, because like I have faith, quote unquote, in people. But if you don't know when you're sick, how do you know when to stay home if you don't even know? Like, it's an impossible situation. Like, I know people will do their best, but in the case of COVID with that pre-symptomatic shedding phase, your best just couldn't be good enough. It wasn't your fault. Now with this virus, with Hantavirus, I think I'm pronouncing that right. It actually is only you have to be symptomatic to shed it. And then then you have to be around a person who's symptomatic for a length of time. I don't know what that length of time is, but that's kind of what it sounds like. It's not just like a brief passing, like measles is so rough. Like someone with measles can be in a room, then leave that room, and then you can come in that room 2 hours later. And if that room wasn't ventilated real well, like, you got measles. Like, Hantavirus is not that. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I'm getting back. I'm checking in books. Just did a antique mall rotation, preparing for the big show tomorrow night. I'm sure we'll talk about this, but it'll be mostly books tomorrow tomorrow night. Tuesday morning, we'll do a little more of a chat and chill kind of a coffee vibe. So anyway, if you find any information, again, I'm always continually updating my stance, my positions, my opinion with new data coming in. This is a live situation. So feel free to kick me, interviews or news sources or medical sources, whatever you got that's legitimate. I'm happy to take a look at it. Anyway, so thanks. Have a good Friday. This is what I'm doing with my Friday night, right? Cool guy.